Let's run a thought experiment. Imagine our star doesn't explode. It doesn't slowly burn out over billions of years. Imagine it simply ceases to exist in a single instant. Down here on the surface, everything would carry on exactly as it did a second prior. Traffic keeps moving, birds keep flying, and the daylight remains perfectly bright. For millions of people walking outside, there would be zero immediate warning. Nobody would look up and notice the sky going dark. This happens because of the scale of the space around us. We are constantly living in a delayed reality, experiencing the light of a star that, in this scenario, is already gone. The physical constraint at play here is the speed of light. Solar photons take precisely 8 minutes and 20 seconds to cross the 93 million miles between the Sun and Earth. In our inner solar system model, physics dictates gravity travels at that same speed. While those final photons make their journey, Earth's orbit remains perfectly intact. We are tethered to a gravitational center that is completely empty. We are orbiting a ghost. Then, the countdown ends. The 8 minutes and 20 seconds are up. The final wave of light passes by, the gravitational tether snaps, and the physical universe catches up to reality. Across the entire sunlit hemisphere, daylight abruptly cuts to total black. There is no dusk, no fading sunset, just an instantaneous drop into absolute darkness. Cities would trigger their streetlights, and power grids would surge as millions of confused people try to illuminate the blackout. But these grids are fighting a losing battle. Without constant solar radiation replenishing our atmosphere's heat, global surface temperatures immediately start an aggressive, unstoppable descent. Earth's weather is essentially a massive thermal engine driven by the sun. As the heat vanishes, evaporation completely halts. Wind currents stall out, and cloud formation shuts down. The atmosphere stops acting like a protective, circulating blanket and immediately turns into an encroaching freezer. Fast forward just a few weeks. Without sunlight, photosynthesis halts globally. The base of the food chain collapses, and massive die-offs clear out plant life across every continent. At the same time, the plummeting air temperatures cross a critical threshold, the freezing point of salt water. This cross-section shows oceans freezing top down. A thickening ice layer forms across the Atlantic, Pacific, and all open water. Counterintuitively, this ice acts as an insulator, trapping the planet's internal heat and protecting the deep ocean and geothermal vents from freezing solid. Above that ice, Earth's dynamic water cycle is completely paralyzed. The continents are locked into a silent, permanent state of deep winter. If we zoom out from the frozen surface, we can see the mechanical consequences of losing our central star. Earth travels around the Sun at about 67,000 miles per hour. When that central gravitational pull disappears, all of that forward momentum continues in a straight line. Earth continues moving past the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, leaving the solar system behind as a rogue planet drifting between stars. The gravitational links that held the solar system together are gone. Earth is now an isolated drifter with no star to return to. What remains is a stabilized, solid ball of ice floating silently in a pure, freezing vacuum. The sky is profoundly dark. The only illumination comes from distant, faint stars scattered across the Milky Way. Our central star engineered Earth's gravity, its weather, and the thermal conditions necessary for life to exist. Without its star, the systems that made Earth a home for life are gone. It continues to move through the void, a cold, silent sphere of ice and rock.